Hey guys, it's Miss Crystal. It's Wednesday. Let's get into it. So I have 4 books just like usual, but yeah, they're just pretty random today. I just was picking up books and I just thought these were some cool ones. So hopefully you see something that you like. And I'm gonna start with my high school books. And then, no, I'm gonna start with my middle grade books and then I'm gonna move into high school. Sorry, I was confused about the order for a second. So here we go. First one, Moonwalking. So this is about, oh, by the way, this one is told in verse. So if you hate poetry, then don't read it. But if you like poetry or you would like to know more about poetry, I would suggest reading it. And it is about these 2 kids. So you've got JJ and you've got Pierre. So this is JJ and then this is Pierre. JJ is super into punk rock, like all things punk rock, which is why he has the cute little guitar. And he also used to get bullied a lot at his old school, but he's moved to the city recently and goes to a new school in Brooklyn. And he feels like everything's probably gonna be like the same because he doesn't think people relate to him very well. But he meets Pierre. And Pierre is a super quiet, like straight A student who admires Basquiat artwork a lot and also does graffiti at night. And so they become like fast friends. They start passing notes to each other and they help each other through a very tough semester of school, both academically and emotionally. And everything's kind of fine. And then they go through this like very weird police encounter, which sets a lot of tension for the both of them. So changes everything. But I thought it was really good. And I also think this like artwork alone is like beautiful. Like how could you resist? Okay. The next one, this is called Air. And it is about this girl, Emmy. Emmy is 12 years old and she uses a wheelchair to get around. And there's a ramp at her school, but it broke. And so instead of like repairing the ramp or like getting a new one, the school instead decides to just get Emmy a aide, who's very nice. She acknowledges that this aide is very cool and very nice, but that's not what she wanted. She wanted a ramp so that she could have more autonomy, like, you know. But they don't do that. So then Emmy decides that like she's going to be raising money in order to get this ramp for the school, which brings on a lot of like publicity, unwanted publicity onto Emmy and her struggle. And with the help of her and her best friend, they kind of like ground the entire story. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's so cute because I feel like we don't get a lot of stories about differently abled people. So I admire that. And I also think Emmy is very admirable. So yeah. Okay, Survive the Dome. So this one is about this kid, Jamal. He's an aspiring journalist, and so he skitters off to Baltimore after the latest police brutality case hits the news. And he wants to he wants to get the scoop. He wants to see about the protests and all that stuff. And he gets there and the law enforcement introduces a new policy called the Dome. I think it's like a physical dome kind of that's around the city in order to keep people in lockdown and to keep riots from getting out of control. So yeah, he's kind of like finding his way through that. He meets along the way, what's her name? Margot, who is a hacker, and Catherine, who is like a physical fighter. So they team up to fight the corruption that is inside of this dome, inside of this city, both physical and psychological corruption. So there we go. Okay, last one, the Agathas. So it's called the Agathas because it is one of the characters uses Agatha Christie novels as a way to solve crimes. And the crime that they're solving is a missing person / murder case. So basically, first off, you have Alice. So keep track. So there's Alice. She went missing for like a week a while ago. And everyone like blamed her boyfriend, but they didn't have any proof. And she came back and no one knows where she went. And she hasn't told anyone. And then you have Brooke, who was Steve's latest conquest. And she went missing recently. And she's like expected to not come back. So she's gone, like she's murdered. And now they have to figure out who killed her. Everyone is blaming Steve, but Alice doesn't buy it. And also Alice's friendly assistant / tutor Iris doesn't buy it either. So they decide to team up and figure out who killed Brooke, prove Steve's innocence. It's crazy out here. And then also they get a reward if they do have any information about the whereabouts of Brooke and what happened to her. So that's the motivation. Anyways, we've got a little bit of everything in there. We've got sci-fi, mystery, some fun poetry. So hopefully you saw something that you at least are interested in. If not, we have tons more books and I will be back to talk about them. And that's it for me. See you guys later.